I was reminded yesterday in the meeting that, what was it? Well, I realised a lady on my left had reacted violently as a woman's right advocate. She's not an older lady, but not young. And she's had a breakup with her partner, and she, well, is feeling a bit bitter about it. And, you know, women's rights, they need to be protected, and it stemmed from her view of the right to abortion. And well, I realised that I was blessed by it being revealed to me from her that she had had an abortion early in life, and well, I guess being in the right about it was terribly important to her. So I and my friend backed off a little as regards the argument because, well, I wasn't saying anything, but he was pressing the case against abortion, and you know, we weren't getting a good response by any means. And sometime during the meeting, I just leaned across to her and said something like, I don't know, but something like, I wish that she could relate. I know what it was. Yes. She was upset at something the speaker now had said, I think, or else she was upset about thinking of what we'd said earlier, what my friend had said. And she went out of the room, and I thought, I don't know what more I can do. So I just sat and thought, I wonder what God's going to do here. I'll go out if necessary, if that's what's wanted, God, but I'm not sure yet. And the lady who runs the meeting, she went out. And as she went out, I said, the lady out there's upset. Oh, she says. And she just knew what I meant. Well, if I were to put it in Christian terms, she went out and ministered as only one woman to another could do, far, far better than I could do. And, well, you could see it was a good outcome as the time passed. And the lady was back sitting not far from me, and after a while something was said, and I was reminded how well women relate to women. And I leaned across and said something like, something like, I wish she could relate to me as she would to another woman. Women get on so well with each other. They're such a blessing to each other, I may have said. I can't believe I said all this, but somehow I got it so succinctly. And that I wish that she could relate to me as she relates to women, not to men. In fact, I may have only said that. Something like, I wish you could relate to me as you do to women, not to a man. Something very close to that. I didn't get any reaction because she was now in a good space, I think. Anyway, you know, psychologically she was now in a happy space again. Due no doubt to the ministry of the dear lady who'd been talking to her. I recalled then afterwards that my second wife, and I've said it before, said, oh, there's men, there's women, and there's Marshall. And I know what the speaker now was saying when I repeat this to you. Was saying how an enlightened being is neither male nor female, or both. In fact, I think he was probably stressing. And of course, that's what my second wife had meant when she had said, oh, there's men and there's women and there's Marshall. Not that he, that in some sense, and I think she meant it in this good way, he in some ways combines both. Well, we all want to be enlightened beings, of course, and no doubt I was encouraged by this thought, both when she'd said that and yesterday too. We relate to people in preconceived ways because of gender and all the other labels we can stick on people. And, well, perhaps that can be valid in that they do fall into the classification that we see them as. But our ideal is, of course, to be enlightened. And in that are no labels appropriate, other than having an affinity with the loveliness of God. I think actually the lady I have in mind wouldn't think of, possibly doesn't have a God theology as such. She might have. She's an extremely lovely person. The one person who first greeted me at this weekend just embraced me. So pleased to see me again. Oh, I'm so blessed by her embrace. I felt good again. Gosh, we do so need the love and care of the people around us. It's so simply tangible. So tangible, if you like, compared to, I don't like to say this, the love of God so often. When we can't quite visualize the love of God, someone just gives us an embrace with the right comment or encouragement or smile or a hug. At the right time. Such an incredible blessing. So as you can imagine, I was a bit upset about her being at odds with this issue that my friend was pushing, and I don't say on the fence about, but I really do understand the passion of both sides. And I mean the passion on both sides. And one does so want to be a blessing in this to all the people in discussion, oneself, and the possible children that such views might be influencing. And yes, certainly the parents as well, of course. We care for all. Of course we care for all. All. I leave no one out. No being, whether in the body or in the womb or in the spirit to come, my soul longs to be the benevolence of God, my God, who loves and cares utterly for all that he has made, ever had made, all that ever will be made. And if there were any that were not made by him, still he would care, because he's my God. Wow. Bless you. Thank you, Dad.